race has shown himself to be quite brilliant in battle.
I stand among 10,000. I am alone.
A few years back, there was a movie in theaters that you could not take your eyes off of. It was 300, or as I call it, 300. It starred Gerard Butler as one ripped dude who was against all odds. Now there's a sequel. It's called 300: Rise of an Empire. Yep. Some of the principles are back from that first film, but we get a new stories here from Mephistopheles. I don't know, what's the name of the main character?
Mephistopheles. Yeah, he's played by Sullivan Stapleton as the actor.
You offered freedom without consequence or responsibility.
Are you accepting my offer?
My answer is still no.
And boy, does he not hold a candle to Gerard Butler, who is a noticeably absent performer.
Missed him, yeah.
Brace yourself!
The big sort of change up with the way that the battle sequences happen in this film is that everybody's on boats, and a lot of these battles take place with ship-to-ship combat, although there is a lot of hand-to-hand stuff.
Let me just sum up everything you just said.
Okay.
Everybody fights everybody else, and they do it in slow motion. And there's something about the fights in this movie that exciting things are happening on screen, and my brain keeps telling me this should be exciting, this should be exciting, but it's not. It's so boring.
Yes.
I just don't give a rat's ass about anyone in this movie, and it's what I least like about comic books, because it's all about the visuals, it's all style and no substance. I don't know who any of these people are. This is just one cliche on top of another cliche.
Well, and it's not like 300 didn't have its own cliches, so this doesn't rise above 300, no pun intended, in any way imaginable. And in fact, it just sort of echoes scenes that we've already seen before, and it uses the same camera techniques, the same style. The only kind of new thing about this film are these new actors, which are not as good as the original cast, and water effects, which are kind of cool, but it's not enough to sustain a film. And in fact, the movie feels like it's one battle scene that we see 5 times over in forward motion and in reverse, and then in forward motion and reverse.
Hold nothing back! Seize your glory!
It doesn't even really change from the beginning of the film to the end of the film. There's no arc in this thing at all. The only character that I liked watching, only because I'm a huge fan of her, is Artemisia. I think Eva Green is a fantastic actor. And she's totally wasted in this. Absolutely.
I long for a soul who would stand by my side, who I could trust.
I'm sitting there so dulled and numb with boredness that all I'm doing, I'm left to stare at all the abs on the men, and I'm just like, ripped, medium ripped, super ripped, only kind of ripped, that one's another medium ripped, and then every now and then, just thrown in for variety, there's a fat guy. You're like, how did that fat guy get in there? This feels like an extension of the first film, which was forgettable.
No.
Yeah.
This is trash.
Agreeing to disagree.
This is trash. The first movie was fantastic.
Only marginally less trashy than the first film.
Oh man. What are you giving this? How many abs out of 10 are you giving 300 Rise of an Empire? 1 ab out of 10. Yeah.
There it is.
Are you
gonna do yours?
It gets a 4.